Yo fam, what is up? I am Sixy and I have a guide for you today. In Google Analytics, a lot of you have been looking up routes for Junkyard. It's a super open dungeon and can get really confusing, so I totally understand why you guys are looking this up. I will show you my route, which does not perfectly mirror the pros, but it's pretty freaking close. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I have many guides out for Season 4 Mythic Plus, and I will have even more coming throughout the next few weeks. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so every little bit helps, and if you do subscribe, thank you so much. Let's jump in. Cat, please. My cat is really trying to help with this fucking video. Jesus Christ. Now, there are two things that I prioritize when building my Junkyard route. The first is not killing my group, and the second is getting helpful robots. I prioritize the shock bot first because it adds a ton of DPS to your group, and honestly, it's just plain fucking fun. The second bot I prioritize is the welding bots. They add 10% stamina and 10% healing to the player, which helps protect me, the tank, as well as protecting the shock bots. The last bots we get are the grease bots, which increase movement speed and give 5% haste. As soon as the dungeon begins, we jump down to the left and attempt to swerve this pack. If people aren't paying attention, it's really easy to ass pull these, so just keep moving and bring them up the hill. Grab this first malfunctioning scrap bot and then run farther up the hill and pull it with this other malfunctioning scrap bot. This will give you access to shock bots number 1 and 2. Once you defeat this pack, you'll have two options depending on the week. Down to the left or down to the right. On certain weeks, HB 8, the flying aerial unit, is positioned over Gunker, so check your map to find out where it is. On weeks where it is above Gunker, you will go down to the right, and on weeks where it is above King Gobamac or above Trixie and Nano, you will go down to the left towards Gunker first. The aerial unit drops bombs on the ground that basically makes anything you fight with them impossible, so we have to avoid it. In NA this week, Gunker is clear, so let's go down to the left first. Right before the next pull, the tank, will drop down slightly to the right and grab this welding bot here, which will be welding bot number 1. You can grab this pull to the left and this group to the right. This will give you access to shock bot number 3, welding bots number 2 and 3. You can either separately pull this gnome-eating slime or pull it with the 2-pack. Just be careful, this makes the pull extremely dangerous and possibly even worth lusting. This will give you access to haste bot number 1. After defeating the double pull, come down here and fight the first of 3 toxic monstrosities. Shockbot number 4 is right here underneath this pipe. Pull a couple more mobs, making sure not to pull more than 1 gnome-eating slime at a time. Welding bot number 4 is over here to the right. Fight toxic monstrosity number 2. This will give you access to shockbot number 5 and hastebot number 2. If you grab this toxic lurker with a few more mobs, you will then get access to another grease bot. Kill the 3rd monstrosity and this will activate Gunker. While you wait for the good robot to walk to Gunker and activate it, kill this gnome-eating slime with this toxic lurker. This will give you access to a grease bot and a 5th welding bot. Make sure you kill the 3 mobs in the back before pulling Gunker, or just pull them with the boss if your group can handle doing kicks and stuns at the same time as fighting a boss. From here, I like to go back around towards the beginning to access Nino and Trixie from the right side. All of the mobs here patrol and you can simply walk past them. Tank, it's super important to note that most groups do not know these routes. Before walking past a patrol, make sure your group is nearby. If you just run through and start pulling shit, I can't tell you the number of times I've just watched a DPS run through a set of mobs so they can start DPSing, or because they're trying to squeeze through an area that they can't. After running back, I grab this malfunctioning scrap bot here and then pull the 2 heavy scrap bots. With my route, I pull these 2 packs back around here and LOS them so that they group up nicely. After we kill those, I grab this 5-pack here by itself. In my group, I do not pull any other mobs in this area. I will make a guide for this boss later this week, discussing 2 different strategies, and in neither do I pull additional mobs. If you are a new group, you can pull these 2 mobs here and even these 3 mobs here to create a little more safe space. After you defeat Trixie and Nano, go out here and kill this scrap bot with a few extra scrap bone grunters. I thread through these packs on the left and right and pull this pack here back a little bit towards the cave. Try not to pull extra scrap bone grunters. These mobs get more and more dangerous as the key level goes up. I then grab these 2 scrap bone trash tossers with this malfunctioning scrap bot. Then I pull these 2 scrap bone bullies. If people have died, I will sometimes grab the mobs inside this cave here to have a few more makeup bots. After this, you can pull King Gobamac. Once King Gobamac is defeated, I run all the way back around to the Trixie and Nano area, go to the left of that, up the side here along the road, and your next pull will be this area with 3 to 4 packs in it. I've been pulling these all together, but you can split it up if you need to. Pull this 5 pack and you go on to the last boss. Sometimes I have to pull an extra mob for percent, but really just depends on how much shit people have ass pulled. You should also note that if you are doing this key on a +9 or lower, you will need extra percent because you do not have infiltrators to add to your overall percent. Real quick, let's go over the route if you can't go to Gunker as your first boss. In North America, in the first week, we had HK8 on top of Gunker and had to fight Trixie and Nano as our first boss. It is essentially the same route, but instead you do the part where you go to Trixie and Nano first, then the part where you go to King Gabamak, and then lastly you go to Gunker before going up to the final trash/boss. The bots come in slightly different order, and it might be worth pulling this 3-pack that pats around so you can get 5 shock bots before fighting Trixie and Nano. You can get this shock bot by the tree without pulling any extra mobs, but you have to be really patient and sometimes it will get pulled anyways. So it might just be faster to pull it with this malfunctioning scrap bot, and it creates a kind of moderate pull. All right, fam, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please consider dropping it a like. Good luck out there in Season 4, and I'll see you on the streets. Peace.